Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. Over the years, I've been guilty of not producing enough content focused on uh, women, focused for female young earners, if it's okay to call them that, for several reasons. One, obviously, I'm not wired like that. I just don't have a feel for the problems that they have. Also, I have a son. Unlike Subra PV Subramaniam, who's got a daughter, I mean, I'm not aware of the kind of challenges that a girl faces at different stages in life and so on. So, for several reasons, I've not done this. I want to make amends for this in 2020 with some women-centric content, not from me, just from me, but also from good women writers. I'm always on the lookout for good writers, but this is let me see how that goes. So in this video, I want to talk about how couples can, should, could manage their money together. I think that's very important, especially uh, with respect to women. Um, and I've had I've been asked this question several times over the years, and I'm not given convincing answers. I mean, answers that convince me, so on. So, money management has got several aspects to it, and when we talk about money management, most of us tend to think who, let's say, the two people are earning, to both the, both the partners are earning, and uh, then when it comes to money management, people will typically tend to ask who's going to spend for the expenses, or who's going to invest for the goals, who's going to pay the EMI, who's going to how much, what percentage are we going to do this, and so on. I think that's not such a big deal, in my opinion. I think the simplest way to do it is uh, uh, the wife should keep her money, the money that she earns, and her investments, her savings, everything in an account or in instruments where she's the first holder and the husband is the second holder, and the husband should do the same for his investment, savings, etc., and so on. And how much they decide to pool. I mean, the couple can say, look, the husband should do all the monthly expenses and the EMI, the wife will do all the investing, or they can do 50-50, something like that. I mean, those are, I think, absolute trivialities. Those are not important. The problem comes with the big spends, especially with respect to buying a car, buying a second car, buying a house, buying a plot, buying it for living, buying it for investing, and so on. I think these things, it's better to discuss pros and cons at a very early stage in the marriage, if possible before marriage also, and come to some kind of consensus, because if there is 100% agreement, there's no issue. But if there is not 100% agreement, then I mean, one partner can feel that their opinion is not being taken seriously, and so on. That kind of problems can happen. I think so. It's better to address them as early as possible. And the reason I spoke about women-centric content is money management post marriage becomes very important, because if the couple decide to have children, then only the woman can bear it, and there is a possibility of a gap in income or a gap in employment before the pregnancy or after the pregnancy. If there are multiple pregnancies, if there are twins and so on, triplets and so on. So there are different challenges, and it's clear that the women bears most of this brunt. And if their income goes, goes out of the picture, at least even temporarily, then the money management has to be done with done carefully, especially by the husband. And utmost honesty is important. My wife, who's also a physicist, stopped working after we had our son, and that was her choice. And one thing that I made sure is that the husband shouldn't talk about my money and I'm bringing in the bacon, and that kind of thing happens. It's very easy for that to happen. You got to be very careful with how you speak. It can give give the wrong impression. The other thing is that when they are going to make, let's say they take a break and or maybe they stop working, if they want to buy something for themselves, something big, not something trivial, something big, then they will have to ask the husband typically, and that process has to be made very smooth and comfortable so that there's no jarring there, and they should be comfortable enough to do that. And it's up to the husband, up to the male to handle that carefully. And there should be utmost honesty. My wife does bird photography now, and she keeps telling me of these husbands in her circle who keep buying expensive camera equipment without telling the wife. I don't understand how does that work. I mean, whether you are earning or not, it doesn't matter. Any purchase should be big ticket purchase, not trivial ones. Big ticket purchase should be discussed by both people, both partners, and agreed upon and then made. Otherwise, it can cause serious friction in the family. That is where the money management aspect is important, not who is going to spend for the milk and who is going to pay the EMI and so on. Those are trivial matters which you can iron out. But this is something utmost honesty. Whether we are earning or not, whether we are the sole earner or not, I mean, if I am the sole owner of the family, I should not. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. There's a very nice episode in Everybody Loves Raymond where Raymond says it's my money, and Deborah argues that because she takes care of the children, she has a higher net worth than the breadwinner of the family. I mean, if you know the series, you know what I mean. If you don't know, forget about it. So it's very important for us to make sure that that kind of friction doesn't come in, and we must have utmost honesty. It doesn't matter who, both partners are the income generators, no matter who is actually employed. It doesn't matter, and all purchases, investments, spends, anything should be equally should be first disclosed, discussed, and then only acted upon. If that is the most important aspect of money management. Of course, in today's age, it's not just the woman who has to take a break from work. The men could be laid off. The the husbands could be laid off for however long, we don't know, and then all this will apply to them as well, and so on. So those are things I mean, this is where compatibility plays a big role. If there is some kind of understanding at a very deep level, I mean, understanding is not like I like green, I like red, and that kind of frivolous, superficial understanding. It's a very much a deeper understanding on the more important aspects of living. If that's there, it would be great. Sometimes it's not there. Most often, it's not there. I think in a bit, between a couple, but that's something we have to work for and strive for, and so on. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. If you have any thoughts on this, please go ahead and share. Thank you as always for listening.